Welcome back to Rehab Renegade. So if you're currently dealing with an injury or pain in a particular area, we tend to consider two different categories that we look at. And I tend to mention this in a lot of different blog posts, and it comes down to one, that's capacity, and two, that's skill. So when we say capacity, we mean, how is your flexibility, how is your endurance, and how is your strength? And we try to be as specific as possible. So if we're considering the activity that causes you problem, let's say walking, we're going to go through and consider how much motion you have in different joints, different muscles. We want to make sure if you have a knee problem that you have adequate range of motion in that knee first. From there, we want to make sure you have the necessary strength around that knee and the necessary endurance to take part in the activity you're trying to take part in. So if it's walking, we need to consider how far you're walking and if you actually have the capacity, the flexibility, the strength, the endurance to do that well. The next thing we look at is skill, right? Number two is skill. So, skill or mechanics is something that's thrown around a lot. It's not to say that there's a perfect way to walk, right? If we think about biomechanics, there might be a way that's a little bit more efficient, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at you specifically and say, is there something we could do to modify to help you? All right, so you can go and read a lot out there about maybe how you should walk, but specifically to you, are there little things we can change, maybe compensations you've developed over time since you've been in pain that have made things a little bit worse? All right, so those are the two big categories, capacity and skill. The third one, which we talked about in a recent blog, would be your software or your brain and your central nervous system. So a lot of times pain is more driven by the brain or the central nervous system, right? Without the brain, we couldn't have pain, but there's a lot of funky things that play into pain. Having pain does not necessarily mean that a tissue hasn't healed. All right, I'll leave you with that. Check out the blog. See you next time.